Blog Talk Radio, the world's largest online radio network.
The Craftsman World of DIY Broadcast Network presents the Down and Dirty Radio Show with Frank Fontana.
Ladies and gentlemen, permission to come aboard. Please welcome the captain of the USS Craftsman, Frank Fontana.
Hey there, what's up, folks? I'm Frank Fontana. This is the Down and Dirty, the show that puts the improv in home improvement by letting you be a part of the action. Joining me today, because Alex is nowhere to be found. I think he actually might be on a boat somewhere.
Maybe he's the captain.
Yeah. My co-pilot for this ship is Mr. Mike Stevens.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing okay, man. Doing okay. Glad to be back.
Hey, do you hear a little something different in the microphones today?
Well, something sweeter, I think.
Sweeter?
Mike Steven.
Mike
Yeah,
Stevens.
That's it.
That's some sweet sounds right there. You know what, TJ, though? I got to tell you, before we get into the show, I'm sounding a little less perfect than I did before the show.
It's because you're louder.
No, it's because you're off.
Oh, is it my fault?
You're off.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So, Mike, we got a great show today.
An action-packed show.
An action-packed show. And we want you all to be a part of the action on this because you're going to have a chance, once-in-a-lifetime chance, to speak to renowned actor and infamous for his role as Mr. Belding. Principal Belding is in the house. He's going to be calling on the phone here, joining us on the Down and Dirty. That's right, Dennis Haskins, the actor who played Mr. Belding, is going to be a part of the Down and Dirty today.
That's an iconic character. You think about it, like when I grew up, that show, it was everywhere. Everyone knew Mr. Belding.
In Asia, they knew about Mr. Belding.
That's right.
I mean, I read blog posts just doing a little homework and stuff. That show's been syndicated in every possible format in every language you can imagine. I'm hearing some little ruffling going on there. Oh, a little phone action.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. What? Oh, look who it is.
Is this Alex Kendig?
Is this Alex joining us?
It might be.
Wow, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Via remote on a sailboat somewhere in America. Put your hands together for Alex Kendig.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm in America anymore.
No, you just sailed south and kept going?
Well, I'm just in international waters, I think, at this point. I don't know where the international water line begins, but it's somewhere around here, somewhere.
Hey, we found some amazing photos of you that we're going to put up on live stream right now, and it's very similar to Popeye meets Charlie Sheen type of look.
Oh, yeah?
When was that taken?
That's great.
That looks awesome.
I don't know.
It's pretty nice, Alex. I mean, I've seen your professional headshots and stuff like that before, but this definitely is a whole nother level of attitude.
I don't know. I don't know what this is. I haven't seen it. I cannot see it right now.
You got your captain's hat on, and it looks like a cigarette cocked out of the side of your mouth, or maybe a Popeye kind of pipe.
Oh, that's my favorite photo ever.
Oh, it's classic.
That's my publicity photo.
Really?
That's the one I send to agents and casting directors. And
is that for your...
it shows my range of character and everything.
I think if they ever came out with a Popeye 2012, you would be perfect for it.
Look, they're rebooting everything else, and I mean, the last person to do it was Robin Williams. I feel like I might be able to do it a little bit better.
Yeah, and then we have another photo that just came in over the wire. This is your Zippo photo. This is back in the day when you were a little buffer then.
Working out.
It's all water weight.
Yep, you were a little bloated.
That's all water weight. The minute I stopped drinking water, which, I tend to do for weeks at a time, I just deflate, but... I normally look like that if I'm drinking at least 4 glasses of water a day.
Yeah, I can imagine you're sitting on the front of the boat there, catching some rays with your onesie on, your little wrestling onesie.
So you're literally on a boat right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
And in this next photo, he's in front of the American flag looking all sorts of
That's his Patton look. That's his General Patton pose.
Well, what is this, a tribute to Alex show? I mean, what are we doing here?
I'm glad that my manager, I think what was going to happen was Andy had planned on me dying while I'm on this trip. So he went ahead and messaged my manager to make sure that he had all these in memory of photos.
It looks like that. I mean, we did try to locate some Haitian pirates to head on over your way and hijack your ship, and I don't know if Andy paid him enough. Andy, did you give him the proper pay scale?
Well,
the Haitian pirates?
No, they wanted way too much.
Oh, those guys were Haitian? Oh, no. I don't think it was about payment. They just were not properly equipped for what I was ready for. So
Okay. You fought them off?
You have a grenade launcher, like, shield. No, I shot him with a rocket launcher.
Nice. Good stuff. Lots of action.
Armed to the
You know what?
teeth.
I will say that Haitian pirates look a lot like they look very, very similar to a friendly family of 6.
Really?
But either way, I blew that boat up. So
We'll be
no
reading
worries
about
there.
that tomorrow, yeah.
Well, you know,
might, you might not.
they were incognito. Hey, Alex, do you know what we got on the show today? Who we got on the show today?
I do.
Are you-
It's Mr. B.
Mr. B is in the house. Mr. Belding. Are you excited about this? Are you staying on the line for all this?
Absolutely. I'm totally excited about this. This is a guy that I don't know which is more cool, the fact that he was on Saved by the Bell or the fact that these days he goes on tours and just visits random minor league baseball teams.
Well, hey.
We're gonna find out.
Keeping busy, you know.
Yep.
You got to keep busy. So in Manland,
Yeah.
I heard you got something to do with this, our Manland bit here. Lauren Hermley, organizer of, is it the Buford pirate invasion or is it Buford?
Beaufort.
Beaufort pirate
South
invasion.
Carolina, Beaufort, North Carolina.
It's all spelt the same.
Yeah. We hung out. We did me and my buddy Ian, we rocked out to the Beaufort pirate invasion over the weekend. Awesome. It's the coolest party in, like, summer period.
Any Haitian pirates up that way?
Oh, no. Just normal ones. Normal 16 to 1700s pirates.
Nice. They all dressed
Pretty
the
epic.
dressed the
And there's
role,
a lot
or
of good-looking... No, I didn't. I just watched. There were a lot of really good-looking female pirates walking around.
what is a technical name for female pirate? Isn't it a what is it?
Wench.
A wench.
I think it's a wench.
Are they technically pirates? I think they let the men do that.
Right. They just swab the decks or something.
You know what? I think it was equal
very
rights
sexist, Mike.
for pirates, if I recall correctly. So a female pirate's just a pirate.
Were they scantily clad female pirates?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
We're talking like corsets with that was overflowing on top. It was great.
Wow.
But they actually have what, like simulated fights, or what goes on at the pirate invasion?
Well, I
Let's
think
see
we're
what
gonna.
happened in Beaufort. Yeah, we're gonna find out.
Yeah,
We're gonna find out about all
Lauren
that,
will be
but-
on the phone to talk to us about that. And then guess what, Alex? TJ's coming in the studio.
Oh.
He's going to move from behind the audio gear to be a part of the show in studio. He's talking about his, he's got some DIY disaster he wants to share with us. Another DIY disaster. If it's not his father, it's him.
Oh no!
It's his sister. It's not a handy family over at the Martin residence. And thank God, because it keeps
They're
our...
handy with computers.
Yes.
And his music, his Star Trek music.
Right.
I'm digging it.
I hope we
Star
get an
Trek music.
I hope we get an update on this, the music and stuff.
Oh,
as
we will. We will.
Good. And then in Craftsmanship, this is pretty cool. We had Pinball. What was that, Andy? The company we had on earlier in the month.
Stern, right?
Stern Pinball. Yeah.
Melrose Park.
Melrose Park. Great group of guys. Now we have this other group out of Jersey, a new company, Jersey Jack Pinball. Jack Guarnieri, I believe, is the proper name. And he's going to be calling in, talking about the new venture. And Andy, what is the signature pinball machine they're going for?
They're doing a Wizard of Oz pinball machine.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Wizard. That's a big one.
I don't know, though.
There's flying monkeys.
When you compare that to like the AC/DC pinball, I don't know if the Wizard of Oz is going to stack up to that. You know what I'm saying? What's going to top AC/DC and Batman?
I don't know.
That's the
Back
Wizard
to
of
the
Oz.
future.
You tell Jack that when he's on, Mike.
We will. And
He's not in studio, right?
No.
I got him.
Yeah.
I
All right,
got
he's
him.
from Jersey, though. Okay.
That's why he's on the phone. I'm going to be tough.
Just saying. That's all I'm saying. And, Mr. Ken's in the pinball business in some capacity. Right there, Mr. Ken. How are you?
I'm well. How are you this morning, sir?
Good. Have you heard of these guys, the Jersey Jack Pinball Company?
I heard there was another company. Prior to them, Stern was the only pinball manufacturer still left in the business.
Yes, sir.
These guys are trying to gear up and compete with them.
Wow, that's a big undertaking.
But knowing the complexity of manufacturing and the staff of designers that Stern has, I think they've got a tough road ahead of them.
Interesting. Maybe if you're hanging around, we'll bring you in for that segment so you can divulge some of your knowledge.
Ken has nothing to do today.
Good.
He's absolutely.
I'm resting.
He's looking for things to do.
Right.
He's just kind of
Feet
walking
up on
back
a
and
console,
forth.
Nothing to do.
Well, go
All right.
get a nice coffee and a donut. All right, let's have a little Frank talk.
How about a little Frank talk?
AKA DIY. Just so you know, Andy and TJ, we do hear you guys.
TJ's fault.
Not anymore.
TJ got a new piece of equipment, by the way. You know that?
I don't think he knows how to work it quite yet because we could still hear them.
Yeah, he's figuring out the little nooks and crannies of that board.
Yeah, well, good. You guys just have your own conversation. Oh, DIY.
Giving away Mellencamp tickets.
What was your worst DIY disaster ever? Well, this is from Vicky. This was my ex-husband's DIY disaster. Hence, he is now my ex-husband. Ooh, mean.
Vicious.
I'd be your ex-husband too if you talk like that.
I-oh.
A few years ago, when the Sony widescreen flat screen TV just came out, I was determined to get one, so I saved up for ages. I eventually bought one, and he said he'd fix it up to the wall and make it very conservative looking. I don't know what that means. He took ages, but it looked great once it was up. I came home from work and fell asleep on the sofa in the conservatory, is what they're calling it, because I'd just done a 12-hour shift, and I was tired. I nearly died when the damn thing fell off the wall and smashed into bits on our stone floor. Thankfully, it wasn't switched on at the time. I was so upset it was in bits, all smashed up. It had only been on the wall for 20 minutes when I pulled half of the wall down too. I guess she got up and went over there.
She ripped the wall down?
She probably went to go investigate and touched something and the rest of the wall fell down. Never got another one after that, and I didn't even have the chance to watch it before it smashed. I'm thinking the guy probably knew he was getting divorced. He purposely screwed it into the drywall, not attaching it to studs, left, and hoped and prayed that the TV fell on top of her.
Mission accomplished. Almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
Maybe she should quit whining and do it on her own. Maybe buy her own TV or something.
Ooh,
Just a thought.
yeah. I mean, that's a tough one. Interesting.
Is she listening? I hope so.
I don't know. Well, thanks, Vicky, anyway, and we appreciate you writing in and giving us that DIY. Why the hell would you do something like that story?
Vicky.
You guys ready to bring it? Because I think I am.
Bring it.
And who doesn't know that old show or that new show, because it still airs in God knows how many different states, countries, and around the world.
All over the world, man.
Saved by the Bell, one of my favorites.
Me too.
I grew up with Mr. Belding and Jack and Screech
and Lisa Turtle.
Oh, Lisa Turtle.
Yeah.
Who was what's her name? The other one.
Oh,
Jesse Spano.
Jesse Spano.
Jesse Spano.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So I guess it crossed generations. You know, you got Alex, who's a youngin' in the crew here. You and I are in our, mid to upper 30s.
Yeah.
And I know people in their 20s like Daryl, who, as a matter of fact, can you get Daryl to come in the studio for a second?
Stand by for Daryl.
Yeah. We have lots of fans here, and they range, it's amazing, from like the early 20s all the way up into their 40s and 50s. And it's all because I'd say it wasn't really Zach. It wasn't really Screech. It wasn't Lisa Turtle. It was all about Dennis Haskins and Mr. Belding. Dennis, how are you?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Pretty
Great.
fantastic, sir. How's it going?
Well, it's morning here. Well, I guess it's 11 o'clock there. Still morning. Still good, huh?
It's kind of morning here.
We just woke up, Dennis. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The show was on TBS rerunning for about 21 years, and it moved this year to MTV2 and Netflix. It's almost like it's got a new life.
MTV2 picked it up?
The age group is 20 to 40 for sure.
Wow.
And now there's kids watching it like it's brand new. It's unbelievable.
So, I mean, what does that do for you? I mean, you couldn't walk down the street when the show was at its peak on new episodes, and now you still kind of can't walk down the street because now you got all the second generation of kids coming after you.
That's a wonderful thing. If somebody stops me and says, "Hi, thanks, I really enjoyed what you did," they can tell me that all day long.
Yeah, that's one thing that I appreciate about you. We talked to a lot of actors and celebs here on our show, and some of them kind of have that little bit of like, oh yeah, I just wish I could crawl up and not see anybody. But for you to embrace your character, I often would compare you to like a Tony Soprano in so many different ways.
Really?
You got that look like you want to break somebody's leg. Oh, I'm kidding.
Mr. Belding had a secret life with the boys.
That's right. After school, it wasn't Mr. Belding anymore. So my point being is that you played this character that's at this point I'm okay to say iconic. And
Oh yeah.
what happens?
Well, I have to tell you, was it TMZ did a piece with me and Hulk Hogan, and somebody else in the room said, "Oh, he's an icon." This is back in January, and Harvey said, "Oh, come on." So they actually did a poll, and with 5 different principals, and Mr. Belding won. So they officially labeled me an icon.
Well, listen, if
crazy is that?
If TMC says it, it's true.
Here's a question I have, Dennis. When you were
careful.
years ago back when you were going in for the gig for Mr. Belding, what was that audition like? Did you know that you were auditioning for this part that you think maybe, this isn't the biggest part out there, that just completely blew up? What was that like?
Well, at the time, I was doing a musical that was pretty popular in town, the thing called the Housewives, Crazy Housewives, and a lot of people were coming to see it, and a lot of people were getting auditions, and the girl playing my wife in the show, Joan Ryan, got an audition to be Haley Mills' best friend on Good Morning Miss Bliss, and she told me there's a role for a principal. They were looking for a guy who's black and about 50, but they're having trouble finding somebody they like, so they've kind of opened it up, and the casting director came to see the show we were doing, and they brought me into audition. And then I auditioned again, and then I auditioned again, and on my 5th audition, I went to the network. And I knew it was going to be a series. It was supposed to go to Florida, be part of the Disney Channel, and I didn't get it. I got in the room, it was me and another guy, and I just felt like I didn't get it. So I went down to the Midway at NBC. I got on the payphone down there, called my manager, and said, "You got to get me back in." She basically told me to give up. You got to move on to other stuff. I immediately hung up on her. I called the executive producer and said, "Hey, Effendi, how did I do?" Because his nickname was the Effendi. And he said, "You did great. We're going to bring you back."
Wow.
2 auditions later, I got the job. Now, Good Morning Miss Bliss did not last. The formula just didn't quite work the way they wanted it to. But while they were doing that, Brandon Tartikoff, because NBC was partners with Disney on this, Brandon Tartikoff saw potential with Mark Paul Gosselaar to be another Ricky Schroeder, who was doing Silver Spoons back then.
Right.
And he said, let's focus solely on the kids, because Miss Bliss was focused on Haley, and I was the principal, and her home life, and the kids were part of her life.
Right.
Well, as the principal, was now part of the kids' life at Bayside High in California, and they bought the rights to Mr. Belding, to Screech, Lisa, and Zach, and added Slater, Jesse Kelly, and the rest is history.
Wow. I mean, that's such a crazy story. I mean, it could have went any different way. What do you think would have happened, Dennis, if you didn't get that role? Where do you think you would have went?
I have absolutely no idea, because I was still just getting work. I did the very first Dukes of Hazzard. I was on Hardcastle McCormick. I'd done a Magnum PI, some stage work. I was an actor. I still am an actor looking for acting work.
Yeah.
And that's what I love to do. My passion is to act. So I happened to get hold of a role that has become my signature role for the rest of my life, And somebody told me you can either embrace it or run from it. And I thought, why run from it? I get such love and affection, and I'm doing appearances around the country. I'll be in Jackson, Tennessee, Saturday doing a minor league baseball stadium, and then I'll be in Glendale, Arizona the next week at a nightclub. And meanwhile, I'm still acting on Victorious, Mad Men, Young and the Restless, and a bunch of other shows.
Yeah, Men of a Certain Age. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, The West Wing, Seventh Heaven. I mean, you got a hell of a resume, and so cool. It's so cool to be able to talk to you and be able to hear it from yourself that you embraced Mr. Belding in such a way that why not? Listen.
Exactly. As a kid growing up, I would be excited to meet somebody. If I remember a guy named Clint Walker who was doing a lot of Disney stuff. They played young Daniel Boone or something. Davy Crockett, I think, for Disney. He was in Chattanooga, my hometown, in a music store. I just happened to be in the music store, and it took me 10 minutes to get up the courage to go ask the guy, do you have any advice? He said, and his advice to me was, if there's anything else you can think of you'd rather do that.
Yeah,
he said,
that's great advice.
But if you can't, then try it, because if you don't try it, you'll never know. And I'm glad I tried it.
So Dennis, what is?
I'm not gonna. I know the courage it takes to speak to somebody sometimes.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna deny that that wonderful thing that somebody's worked up the courage to do.
Right.
I'm going to say hi and say thank you.
That's awesome. And so what does Dennis do when he's not in front of the camera? Are you a handy guy? Are you around the house fixing stuff up, doing the honey-do list and all that stuff?
No, I'm trying to get the next job. I just was on the way to my agent's office yesterday, had worked on a new acting reel, added the Mad Men episode, and a couple of other things, and you got to just keep putting yourself out there. You know, it's just I'm part of a Toyota campaign now for commercials, so there's no rest for the weary. You know, I mean, Saved by the Bell was a really good show. It lasted a long time. Went to 87 countries around the world.
Wow!
But it started on Saturday morning, and residuals based on Saturday morning contracts were decent. It's like AAA ball, but not enough that we could retire. But you know what? I'm a lot better off than a lot of people. I've had a lot of blessings. I get to go a lot of places.
That's great.
And I'm really lucky, and I'm still working.
So, I mean, you just mentioned that. Go ahead. This is Alex.
Sorry. Hey, you're heading down to Chattanooga, enjoy Pringle Stadium. It's a nice one, or not Chattanooga, Jackson. It's a nice stadium down there. Just wondering, since you were the kind of the vet on the roster of the Saved by the Bell cast, and a lot of those kids, they kind of started to grow up in that industry. So did any of them ever come to you for advice, or were you able to help them as their career was growing?
You know, early on, it kind of felt like I should say, you know, I could talk to them and whatever about here's a thought or here's a suggestion. But in one of the first episodes, I looked at Mark Paul. I think it was the King of the Hill episode. We were rehearsing. Mark Paul Gosselar played Zach, and we were taking a break from rehearsal. And I said, "What do you think about this thing?" And he's 14 years old, and he said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I think it's this blah 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 blah." I said, "Oh, okay." So from that point forward, I tried to treat them as equals. Mr. Belding, I think, tried to treat the kids with respect and still maintain the level of having to be the principal if something serious came up, but it could also have fun. And that was our rule. Whatever you do with Mr. Belding on Wednesday, he's still got to be respected as the principal on Thursday. And so advice, if anybody asked my advice, I would give it, but honestly, I learned as much from them as they did from me.
Interesting. Do you still keep in touch with any of them?
A couple. Mario and Elizabeth a little bit. It's 23 years ago, you know.
Yeah.
We spread out a little bit. I think Mark Paul just got married. I'm happy for him. Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
Or remarried. And Tiffany's, you know, I haven't talked to Tiffany in almost 15 years. Wow. But I follow her career. She's doing great. You know, just had a child.
It seems like everybody but Screech kind of landed okay, you know, after the show ended. What do you think happened with...
everybody makes choices, and everybody has to deal with the results of their choices. And Dustin is still doing stand-up comedy and touring. Yeah. He's done some reality television. He just made choices that were different from other people. And my answer to that is that somehow he took a left turn at the fork in the road, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it to each his own, and I still think he was a crucial part of that show because he was kind of like...
Absolutely.
It was an ensemble cast,
more people than the Zacks and the Slaters did. There are more Screeches in the world than Zacks and Slaters.
Absolutely.
And I worked with Dustin when he was 11 years old, and then on the new class, he and I were a team, and we had really great comedic timing between us. So, you know, I wish him well.
Cool. You know, it's always great to hear somebody like yourself who's been through, you know, the whole Hollywood, success story, and you know, to hear that you're still going to bug your manager and your agent to say, hey, what's the next gig, is interesting because, you know, on every level, what folks don't understand who are not in that business, that's what it takes. No matter how long you've been on television or been in the business, you got to keep hustling, right?
At every level, there's competition. I mean, can you imagine De Niro and Pacino probably go up against each other? Who knows?
Oh, sure. I mean, Dustin Hoffman, all those guys. Yeah. I'm sure they're going at it.
I know there's the great story about Rain Man that nobody wanted to make that movie. Dustin Hoffman fell in love with the script, wanted to have that movie made, and went to every major studio and was turned down. And finally got it made, and it was an Oscar-nominated picture. Yeah. Jackson Browne, I was in the music business for 10 years, and Jackson Browne is one of my most favorite examples. He was turned down by every major record label, and he eventually did pretty good, didn't he?
Yeah. So did The Godfather.
So you can't listen to the no people.
Right.
You believe in yourself and you pursue it. Eventually, it's going to work out one way or another.
Well, that's some pretty fantastic advice from Dennis Haskins, Mr. Belding from Saved by the Bell. Go check out his website, folks, DennisHaskins.com, and you can find all the latest and greatest. And if you're casting for a great actor, I would definitely suggest Dennis as one of your top picks. And Dennis,
I do have the website, but I'm almost more famous on YouTube than I am anywhere else for all my karaoke videos.
Oh, really? Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do. I have a vlog called Shooting the Breeze with Dennis Haskins. We're getting ready to put out episode 14 at the end of this week, and we're just trying a few things. I go on the road, and you can see what it's like with me on the road. You can catch up from other episodes, and we have a new one coming out here in a couple of days.
I want to ask you about the road.
Go ahead, Alex.
I want to ask you about the road because, there's no greater game, or really nothing more fun to do in the summertime than go to a minor league baseball game. Why the minor league baseball tour?
I got lucky. I had put out a karaoke CD about 5 years ago, and I met a guy who was in the music business with a record company in Nashville, but his company also owned the Southern Illinois Miners, a minor league baseball team. He said, you know what, I think you're the right age group for our crowd. Let's bring you to the stadium and then have you do karaoke after the game. Well, the karaoke eventually went away, and I just do games, and he represents me, and I've done 50 ballparks, and it's a great fit. Because Saved by the Bell was family entertainment, minor league baseball is family entertainment, and minor leagues work even harder to make sure the fans have a great experience because their players come and go, and the players are fans of Saved by the Bell. It's a wonderful thing.
Who's not a fan of Saved by the Bell, really? Let's just face it.
Some people love Boy Meets World and other shows.
Oh,
yeah,
and all that kind of stuff. But what was the show with the Olsen twins?
Full House.
Full House, yeah.
Full House. My buddy Jeff Franklin kids me all the time because he created the show, and he's got a mansion up in Beverly Hills, and I'm looking for work. But, we both had nice long runs. But it's listen, when I go on the road, I leave at midnight, I catch a plane, I get to a city, and cab it to a hotel and grab a nap and then go to the ballpark and work for 5 hours and meet a lot of fabulous people and then get on a plane at 5 a.m. the next morning and leave. So it's not glamorous.
Right.
But getting those 5 hours at the ballpark with the fans and having them smile at you and have them tell you how much that your work and your show and our show, because it was 7 of us, meant to them, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely is. Dennis, you're a great guy, and we wish you all the best and continued success. Again, go visit Dennis on... Thanks, I appreciate that. Go visit Dennis on YouTube. Check out his website at DennisHaskins.com, and I'm sure he's got a Twitter and Facebook and all that other stuff. And
at Mr. Belding, at MR Belding. My Twitter has blown up.
At cool. Mr. Belding, we love that. Dennis, have yourself a fantastic day.
You guys too. Take care.
All right, folks, stay tuned for this quick commercial break.
Hey, I'm Rob North, Master Craftsman, and today I want to show you one of the tricks of the trades that'll make driving screws a whole lot easier. It's the Craftsman Speed Lock Screw Guide with magnetic tip. This thing fits into any standard screw gun and makes it a whole lot easier to pick up screws. I can hang drywall with it, or I can lock in a 3-inch screw and drive that thing home too. Precision isn't always easy, but it is with one of these guys. Click these buttons to learn more about the tools you need to get the job done.
Welcome to Manland.
All right, it's time for Manland. It's time of the show where we talk about sports, music, movies, dating, and pirates.
Yes.
And today we're talking pirates. And we have Alex. Are you there? Alejandro?
Yeah.
It's your party now, buddy. Wake up.
Whatever. It's always my party. What are you telling me to wake up for? I just carried that segment for you, Frank.
Yeah, you did. You totally worked it.
I'm slacking over here, dude. I'm sorry.
I appreciate that for carrying this. Matter of fact, you should carry the rest of the show because I'm going to go on a boat and drink and hang out with Mr. Belding. How about that?
Wait a minute. That sounds like what I'm doing.
I think are you with Mr. Belding right now?
Maybe.
Maybe not. But I know.
He's going for a swim. I'm not even gonna try and do his voice.
That's funny.
He is iconic.
He is. On the phone, we have Lauren Hermley from Beaufort, right? Is that right, Alex? Beaufort? Not Buford.
Yes, you nailed it that time.
Pirate Invasion. You can check out the website right now, BeaufortPirateInvasion.com. It's spelled like Buford, but they're too highfalutin. They call it Beaufort up there. How you doing, Lauren?
Oh, it's spelled like Beaufort. I am
spelled
well,
like Beaufort.
thank you. But I'm going to second what Alex just said there, that we pronounce it correctly.
Right, but Alex is on a boat
Beauforts
drinking right now, so I can't trust anything he says.
Well, all right, I guess I see your point there.
Yes, and if you know Alex, you know what I'm talking about. So tell us about...
Well, I'm excited.
Go ahead.
I'm excited to talk pirates with you guys. This is great.
So are we. I mean, Alex had so many great things to say about the festival, and he just said it was filled with lots of great events and people dressed like pirates and girls and stuff. And but tell us about it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, there's really nothing not to love, especially I think with, if I'm catching your audience correctly. So, yeah, I mean, we've got grog, we've got cannon fire and black powder, we've got buxom wenches running around. I mean, there's very few things not to like about the Beaufort Pirate Invasion.
Buxom wenches.
I thought you said bucks and wenches, but it's buxom wenches.
No.
Buxom wenches.
Yes.
Nice. We have some photos up here that it doesn't quite look like a buxom wench, but it looks like a nice little family enjoying a pirate day and the life of a pirate.
The wholesome family life.
We do. We try to appease everybody. So we've got fantastic family activities. So the kids really love it. You know, we hire over 100 pirates to come and invade the town, and they're really excited about being pirates.
We see that we just had some clips up of the sword fighting. That looks pretty cool. And then we have some pirates taking over the streets. This could be quite frightening, actually.
It can be. Yeah, our mayor pro tem actually surrendered the town, and Robert did a lovely job. So we have two full days of packed activities and sword fights and reenactments and hangings and everything.
Tell us about what happened on June 14th, 1747.
Well, Beaufort was attacked by the Spanish, and we did successfully defeat them eventually, but we were invaded, and so that's the impetus behind the pirate invasion is that 1747 event.
Wow, did you know
and
that?
we also, it's pretty interesting.
It is.
And we also
Alex, you didn't tell us this.
Oh, Alex is
Alex is
there?
overboard.
Yeah, he
just went overboard.
I'm still there. You were the one that knows everything, so I was going to let you elaborate on all of that.
I got you. Yeah. Well, the other thing that Beaufort has is we're home to the remains of Blackbeard's flagship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, which sunk here in 1718. Yeah. So we've got all sorts of authentic pirate.
So you're legit pirate stuff. I mean, this isn't just like Renaissance fair in the middle of nowhere. This is like serious pirate business going on.
Oh yeah, we're not messing around. We've got everything from the pop culture pirate to real true pirate history.
How much booty is running around?
Well, I suppose that depends on your definition.
Oh.
But plenty to go around.
Hey, you can take that any way you want, but I was talking about currency.
Right.
Currency.
Now, how popular? I mean, are we talking about when this festival goes on? I mean, is this just like the whole region flocks to Beaufort? Is this how it works? I mean, how popular is this event?
It is. It's grown every year. It came back in 2008 after about a 10-year hiatus. And since then, it's grown every year. I think we're up sort of in the neighborhood of about 10,000 visitors, so about 5,000 a day. So, yeah,
Wow.
People come from all over.
So what did the Spaniards leave in terms of culture, or what impact did they have in, did they architecturally, was it any type of foods, or did you guys say screw the Spaniards and oust everything Spanish?
We kicked them out pretty quick. They weren't here long. They sort of invaded. They were Spanish pirates, and they invaded and left. But we've got, our traditions are more rooted in the British and the French.
Okay.
What's the absolute hit of the festival? When people come, what are they looking forward to? Obviously, you got the pirates running around. You've got the buxom wenches, which is always a plus.
Yep.
But what is the main draw, do you think?
Gosh, it's really hard to say. The way that because the town's so small, we've tried to make it so that you can come for any sort of 4 to 5 hour period and really get the whole essence of the invasion. But if we had to pick one, it would be the invasion battle by sea. So we have actual pirate ship, the Miga 2, that's docked here in Beaufort, and it comes down the waterfront and engages in a battle with several other larger and smaller vessels, and so they're firing cannons at one another, and there's pirates storming the shores, and so I would have to say that's probably the most dramatic.
So it's a real reenactment, so to speak.
It's pretty epic.
Really?
It is epic.
Alex, you witnessed this, right? Is everything she's saying true? I mean, is it that crazy?
Oh, yeah, I usually go every year, and there's just pirates everywhere. They show up, they take over the town, they take over the old town square, and for me, like, the biggest surprise the first time I went was drinking at Backstreet Pub, which is this old bakery from the 1800s, now converted into the coolest bar ever, and upstairs in the library, a pirate band showed up and started playing, and then the whole bar got taken over by pirates, and that was just a pleasant surprise that I don't even think was part of the festivities until the next day. It's awesome.
Yeah, that band that we bring in, they during their day jobs, they are they're employed by Disney, and so they're really they're the real thing. And we bring them in, and they sing shanties, and they get the crowd going, and they're
potentially
wonderful.
be Jake and the Neverland Pirates. Is that what we're talking?
They are not. They are called the Rusty Cutlass. Yeah, and they've actually one of their adjunct members wrote most of the music for Pirates of the Caribbean, which is pretty cool.
Wow,
that is cool. So, Alex, did you tell her that you were secretly spying as a Spaniard as you were in town?
I did not, because that would defeat the whole purpose of secretly spying, now wouldn't it?
Damn it.
Thanks a lot, Frank.
Damn it.
You blew it.
Damn it. Well, the festival's over, isn't it?
Were you lurking about? It is over. It is. But Alex, where were you here lurking about?
Yes, as a Spaniard.
I was here, but I'm still here, actually. I'm camping out on that causeway in between Moorhead and Beaufort, so we head into town just about every night. But, yeah, we got here just in time to catch the tail end of festivities on Saturday.
Now, Lauren, let me ask you this. When you're researching the history for this Beaufort pirate invasion, I mean, how do you do this? How do you make it so it's an accurate historical representation of what was going on? I know that it's also a lot of festivities and it's a big
he said,
party.
She said, though,
exactly.
You know,
I'm sure there's a lot of that, but you got to wade through it. How do you get to what's real, what really happened, so you can make it like it's a big time machine where people go
I
through?
feel like it's kind of unfair because there's no Spaniards to represent that side of it.
Well, and that's a good point. And also, to be clear, pirates are really not, I mean, the Somalians have really given pirates a bad name recently, so we try to be sensitive to that. So we should say that it's more inspired by the 1747 invasion. We are really, really fortunate that we have the Maritime Museum, and we leave the real historic accuracy up to them. So we do try to make a distinction between pop culture fun and real historic stuff, because we don't want to totally,
Yeah, I'm sure you'd get some weirdo, like, history buffs. They'd be like, that's not accurate.
Actually.
Yeah, we get that
Yeah,
kind
and
of
our
stuff.
reenactors take it very seriously. So we do have a living history encampment, and they do sort of demonstrate certain aspects of life back in the day, even though there's, music through iPods and iPads and so forth everywhere. But
I wish we had a pirate festival here in Chicago. Alex, how about you take the concept and let's work with Lauren and bringing the pirate invasion here to Chicago.
It's tough to do. I mean, you're talking about, this is a town where Blackbeard the pirate called it his home. I mean, she mentioned that the shipwreck is just outside of the inlet here, but he also has a home inside of Beaufort that is rumored to have old British soldiers buried in the floorboards. Somebody was hanged in the backyard. Isn't that right?
But we have Navy Pier.
Yeah, the Hancock House.
We also, we could have like a gangster reenactment here. Chicago is, as we all know, was famous for that. And I think there are tours where you can go on, the old Capone circuits.
That's true. I guess we have our own.
You can have a whole prohibition. Well, I guess that wouldn't be very much fun then, would it?
No,
we got past that, Lauren. Trust me.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. Plenty of alcohol going on. So that sounds like a good time. And folks, if you want to get more information on the Beaufort pirate invasion, go to the website, Beaufort, it's spelled BEAUFORT, pirateinvasion.com, and you can find out all information about next year's event. Are you already starting to plan 2013?
We are. It's always the second Friday and Saturday in August, so I think that makes it the 9th and 10th of 2013.
I think Alex would love to be the keynote pirate.
The Grand Marshal pirate.
The Grand Marshal pirate. That could be
Alex,
pretty cool.
we can make that happen. You just come talk to me in Town Hall.
Well, he's a big deal. Let me tell you, Lauren.
I'll see you in a couple hours.
Yeah, he'll be down there, and Alex is a world famous comedian. He's my co-host here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, renowned for his large pectorials and small calves.
Well, bring it on.
Very true. Actually, yes. All right. Thank you.
Lauren, thanks so much for playing along. We appreciate it. And again, folks, go check out the website, Beaufort Private Invasion, pirateinvasion.com. Lauren, have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
It's time for Do-It-Yourself Disasters.
Oh, no.
DIY disasters.
And joining us in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our very own audio technician, Mr. TJ Martin. Hello, TJ.
What's up, guys?
You sound very professional today. You're getting a big audience applause there.
Huge audience applause. You're in charge of sound effects.
That was stand-up ovation right there. Alex, you still there?
Yeah.
Thanks for hooking that up with the pirate invasion. I think that was fun. I mean, TJ was so excited. It's almost in his world of geeky fun.
Yeah, almost.
It's the coolest. I keep up with TJ's DIY disasters on Instagram, so I'm excited to hear about this one being told firsthand.
Yeah, I'm curious, TJ, what happened?
Well, my entire...
Or should I say, what happened now?
Yeah, my entire house is a DIY disaster. I bought it, and I was like, okay, great. And then every day I find something new. That's
being a homeowner, dude.
How long have you owned the house?
Going on 3 years now.
How old is the house?
It was 70, so about 40 years old, 45, something.
So it has about 37 years of history before you got there.
Yeah, crazy history. So in my kitchen,
which we have some pictures. Andy's going to pop up right now.
That's the done version.
That's the done version.
Yeah.
We also have your address. Can we put that up on the screen, Andy?
Right. And telephone number.
And phone number, please.
855 DIY World.
Hi-oh. Always be plugging.
So it was, I don't know if you have the Andy, if you have the before and after picture, I think it's the only one we have. It was white melamine when I bought it. So just the entire...
The doors?
The tower, everything. Everything in the house was white and like covered in grease.
Who lived there before?
Some renters. I remember the first thing I did was remove the carpet because apparently the dogs were too good to go outside. So it was just they went in the house.
Your dogs or their dogs?
Their dogs. They had tiny little dogs, and they were just peeing everywhere. And it was...
God, I love that.
Dark blue... I'm a little loud. I'm going to myself.
You love that.
Wait, are you remotely controlling everything?
Yeah, by the way, his mixer is on his iPad.
Come on.
Yeah.
Show Frank. Look at this.
Fancy
Don't touch that one.
I'm not going to touch
Why
any
are
of
you
it.
still showing up to work if you can control things remotely?
I'm working on it. It's close. I can't hear from it, but I'm working on it. Anyway, so it was white melamine. It was disgusting. It was greasy. So me and my girlfriend decided that I think
we do have a before and after now.
I had a quote. Yeah. See, the top is the white. Gross
so you're
kitchen.
talking about a laminate from Mica, basically.
It wasn't because originally we want to strip it and stain it, and we looked at it and it's like, this isn't actually wood.
Right.
This is terrible.
Right.
And
probably particle board with laminate on top.
I looked. Okay, Andy's going crazy.
Yeah. That was either the fart noise or the sad trombone.
That was sad
or both.
That was sad trumpet.
That could be.
That's a little
fart
loud.
noise.
Hold on a second. I need to. There we go.
There you go. Show off.
So. Oh crap! I lost my train. Okay, so I wanted to replace them or refinish them or something, and Frank, you don't pay me that much, so I couldn't refinish it. And I had a quote for painting it. They wanted like $2,000 to paint it.
To paint over that?
To paint over it, and I was like, screw this.
Yeah, because you know what? That would have been right down the toilet. That $2,000.
Well, yeah. Well, and so what I ended up doing is I went to a store and I found a kit that you paint everything, and it was great. No, it was great. That paint worked. What the disaster came, really, it's not as much of a disaster. I think Andy was just reaching.
Andy needed to fill time this week.
Stretch.
That's good stuff.
When I was attaching the face plates that weren't drawers, they looked like drawers. I had my Craftsman right angle impact driver, and the thing was so powerful that it blew through the gross melamine frame and just went right through the front of the thing.
Nice.
So everything was perfect, great shiny polyurethane cabinets with a faux finish. I think that you'd like that. You can see pictures of it. It looks like wood if you don't look too close.
Yeah. It looks nice, actually.
It does. It looks. It turned out really well.
So what ended up happening? You blew through the door?
The little impact driver blew right through it.
Impact drivers are for like large scale.
Well, I mean, I thought it was. Once again, I underestimated the power of the tool because I thought it was just going to be like, well, this is not like the big one. This is the little one, and it just.
It's a good example for people to. One thing is to sit here and listen and look at tools. The other is to work with them.
Yeah,
we advise that you pick one up and try it first.
Yeah. So I did it. And
so what'd you do? You glazed the corners of the. It looks like you put a little glazing on there.
Yeah, I put. Actually, the screw is still in there because then the head.
What's that white thing on the corner of the drawer?
That's where I blew through it because I was drilling in from behind it.
So I know you're happy now.
Well, before it was literally they had drilled through the front of the thing.
Right.
Onto. So there were big screws that were just sticking out.
What are you trying to accomplish with it?
So I was just trying to fix it.
Are you putting handles back onto it?
No, those aren't
TJ,
drawers.
how are you drilling it again?
From behind. Come on,
dude. He's been drinking for like 3 hours on a boat, man. This is comedic genius.
Yeah, he's pulling.
So
he's pulling.
Hey, I'm captain in this thing. I ain't drinking.
Yeah, who's driving that boat?
Well, nobody right now.
Okay, good.
Are you on land right now, or are you in the water?
I'm kind of on land. I mean, I'm anchored at an
Oh,
island.
you're anchored. Okay, I thought you were just.
Yeah.
You got it all wrong. If you
Let it all
you got to
hang
have
out.
someone else drive that thing so you can have a couple cocktails.
Agreed.
I know. I just don't trust anybody else.
Well, you got to get this iPad remote control. You don't have an iPad remote control for your boat?
There you go.
Remind me to go boating with Alex Sherman. If he doesn't, or Alex Kendig, whoever you are, Alex P. Keaton.
Who am I?
I don't even know because you will be always the designated driver boat captain.
Alex P. Keaton is going to be on our show next week.
Absolutely.
Because we're going
I
back.
get a buzz off of piloting boats.
I think we should
There
do
it
a
is.
retro week, Andy, where we just keep going with the Beldings of the world, and we should pull up, I don't know, who are some good.
Skippy from Family.
Horseshack.
No?
Yeah, totally.
We were not bringing Skippy from
Mr. Carter.
Family Ties.
I don't know who any of these people are.
You don't know who Skippy from Family Ties is?
I never watched Saved by the Bell.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a little bit before my time. or
Really?
after my
Whatever.
time.
He's so full of it.
You never watched Saved by the Bell?
I mean, I watched it, but I didn't really know what it was about.
It
'cause I
was
couldn't
your
relate.
time, TJ.
I couldn't relate.
Yeah.
Because I was like 5.
Because you went around your school and puked on people. That's why.
That was post Saved by the Bell.
Post save. So how much more work do you got to do in this effing house, TJ?
No, well, a ton, but I fixed it. It's all glazed now. I refinished it. It's fine.
And what's on the countertop again? You did like a concrete-ish kind of finish?
That was the same person I wanted to. She had her on the show. She did the faux finish.
Yeah.
It's not concrete. It's fake stone.
Encore.
Yeah.
What's that?
There's a product called Encore that's this concrete finishing treatment.
Really?
That's really good. You can
Is
get
it?
Yeah, it's available at Frank Fontana.
Can I get a ding? Can I get a ding, Andy?
Stand by for ding. There's
No,
the-
come on.
Whoa.
Come on.
We're trying. How about a little
You
sexy
guys-
countertop?
See, Frank has his own iPad.
I do, but you know what? It's not what it used to be.
No, because all the buttons, you keep having me
As long
add
as the
stuff and the
fart
buttons
button
get
works.
replaced.
Yeah.
I need to get a bigger.
What a mess this
Sound effect
segment is.
board.
But TJ, thanks
Time for a button overhaul.
It is. We need to let's remodel the button
Wait,
station.
before TJ goes, how's your Star Trek music going? That's the real important thing that we need to talk about.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah. We've done this before, haven't we?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's TJ on the Star Trek Tribute Band.
With those
Thanks for tuning in
dulcet
today.
sounds coming out of his mouth.
Wait, weren't we going to have
I mean, I
Daryl
could
sing something?
He was, but he skipped out on us.
Okay.
I could sleep to that music, TJ.
It's real gentle.
It's peaceful.
Well, you remember that Colin used to be a part of the show.
Yeah, what happened to Colin?
Well, he just went away and
He's in
decided
witness
he had
protection.
better,
We can't
bigger, or
talk
better
about it.
things,
Yeah.
and so
is he no longer with the company?
No,
or-
he's
is.
around.
Okay.
He's
He
just
is like witness protection, though.
yeah. Him and Slick Rick.
I have
are-
not seen
are
him. Yeah, really?
like this right now.
You'll see
They're
him
the
tonight.
new Star Trek Tribute Band.
You'll
I
see
don't
him
think
tonight
Rick-
at the Down and Dirty TV show.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Colin's coming. Well, that's our
Oh,
cue.
all right.
Andy's bored with us, so
All right.
we're gonna kick TJ back into the audio
So you're gonna
room
hit that,
over there.
Are you gonna hit that bumper? Can I trust you to hit the bumper?
Hit the bumper.
I can hit the bumper.
Let's
Go,
do
do
it.
Where is it?
It's time for craftsmanship, Andy. Come on, Andy.
It's all about craftsmanship.
Smooth like butter, huh? That transition
Smooth.
was beautiful.
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
Love that. Gotta love when our audio tech leaves the studio. I can't even hear you, Andy. He's trying to talk to us
I muted you.
He keeps muting me.
because
I was
it's
waiting
his
for the
fancy new iPad controller. That's why.
Can't trust him.
Anyway, so we're talking craftsmanship, folks, and we're a big fan of gaming here,
Big time.
pinball in
Absolutely.
specific. And on the phone from Jersey Jack Pinball, we have Jack Guarnieri, I think it is, right?
Jack Guarnieri.
See that?
Correct.
Oh.
That's a fellow Italian pronouncing a name properly. Hey, how's it going, Jack?
It's going great, Frank. How are you?
I'm pretty fantastic, man. You been listening to the show a little bit?
Absolutely. And, you know, when I'm in Chicago,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not Jersey Jack. I'm Jersey Jack.
Jersey Jack.
Jack.
Jack. What are you making fun of Chicago people or what?
We have, we have an office, design and development office in Harvard, Illinois. So I get out
Really?
there a lot. Oh, yeah.
Harvard.
Yeah, we
where the
have a lot
hell
of
is
our-
Harvard, Illinois?
Harvard, Illinois is the heartland of America. It's cow country. Harmilda is the cow of the town.
They have a beautiful little church, and they have Milk Day, and it's a really great place in the middle of a bunch of cornfields.
Jack, how did you find that place?
I love Milk Day.
Really?
A really good friend of ours in pinball owns the building, and he rented it to us at a very low price. So the good thing was that a number of our designers and developers lived within, let's say, a 2-hour range of the building. So we kind of made it our own last year, and that's been our headquarters.
Nice. See, a better story would have been like, we were out there burying a body, and we stumbled on this
that's
warehouse.
That's the Jersey office.
That's the Jersey office. Oh, all right.
And just so you know, I'm Brooklyn really. So I'm born.
Hey, I'm Brooklyn too, buddy. I'm New York born. That's good stuff.
I know. New York has got to stick together. They got great pizza in Chicago.
No, they don't.
Listen, we got
Chicago
great
pizza.
in New York.
Whoa.
Jack, Chicago pizza bites. Let me tell you.
I didn't want to say that. If you're going to say that, that's fine.
Hey, I live Chicago. I'm now a Chicagoan, but I'm also a New Yorker at heart. I was born in New York, and nothing. I don't care what you say. Nothing beats New York pizza.
The flimsy pie.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We got some girth, Frank.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it does. Is put some girth on your ass. Is what it does.
It goes right to my hips.
Right
to my hips.
I was watching TJ. TJ was talking about his kitchen cabinets or whatever before.
Right.
So, my wife gets new cabinets for the kitchen, which I wasn't involved in putting in, thank God. Do you get a second?
Yeah.
So she gets new cabinets for the bathroom, too, right? So we spend all kinds of money. Why do I'm an electronics technician. I like to be handy. I built a lot of stuff.
You and TJ would get along really well.
All that stuff. Okay, great. So she says, you got to put the handles on the bathroom vanity, and for like 2 weeks, I'm struggling with these drawers to open them, to shave, and to close them. Okay, so you know what? I pull out my Craftsman 19.2 volt cordless drill, right? I go there, I mark it with the template that one of my guys gives me. I drill the holes. I put 3 of them on. She comes home and she looks and she says, "What the heck are you doing? Those are the wrong handles. Don't you listen to me? I told you those weren't the handles. The handles they're by the." So Joanne is telling me that the handles are I left them by the bathroom, by the tub.
Oh,
I'm like,
God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I got to go get templates. I got to go get wood filler. I got to go drill more holes.
This is what you should tell your wife, though, Jack. Why do you leave the kitchen handles in the bathroom?
Right. Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Is that what we're talking about, bathroom handles or kitchen handles?
I mean, the frequency of her voice. We're married 29 years. I know her since we're 15. The frequency of her voice goes right through my head. I don't even know what she just said to me. I don't even have a clue. I know information from customers of mine from 30 years ago. I know that the guy's mom had back surgery. I asked him, "How's your mom doing?" And he can't believe I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, listen,
Anyway,
it happens.
It's a man thing, I think.
Alex, what were you going to say?
I was saying maybe she was, in the bathroom sitting down, taking a look at the proper handles to put in the kitchen, and they just got left there. How many times do you walk away and then you realize, hey, where's my phone? And it's in the bathroom. You know what I'm trying to say here.
Not so much.
Not to take her side.
Listening and hearing are two different things. I heard her. I guess I just didn't listen to her.
Yeah. I guess after how many years? 30 years, you just kind of tune it out. It's
well, no, I don't know. I do listen. I got to learn how to hear. So,
yeah, I hear you.
That's called survival mode.
Let's talk about Jersey Jack Pinball because that won't get you in trouble if she's listening. Or maybe it will. So tell us about why and when you started this venture.
So, I mean, the why, a lot of people ask me. I mean, I'm in the industry, I hate to say 37 years already, and I started as an electronics technician, fixing electromechanical pinball machines way back in the day. So pinball's in my blood. I love it. I have them home. We have another company called pinballsales.com, and we have about 12,000 customers of that company since about 2000. And, we've sold thousands of pinball machines over the years. And I guess the real reason I started it was because nobody else was crazy enough to start it.
Yeah. It's a tough business. Actually, one of our guys, is Mr. Ken in there? He's not around. He's
taking
actually
a nap somewhere.
Ken's a pinball guy, right?
Yeah. He's created some soundtracks and the company he works with, Marshall Productions, they do like a lot of the graphics and images for a lot of pinballs here with Stern over here in Illinois. And he was telling me how difficult it is to start up a pinball business, and he was actually, shocked that you would be going head to head.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know if we're going head to head. The people at Stern, I love them. They're great people. We were their biggest distributor for many years. It would be a boring world if there was only one company making muscle cars, and we want to be the Craftsman tools of the pinball world.
I like that. Man. And hey, screw competition because you know what? Like you said, it takes a bunch of pinballs to make it happen.
It's good. It makes them a better company. It makes us a better company. It gives jobs to a lot of people and a lot of vendors in the United States. We're consciously dealing with American companies and American workers rather than trying to outsource things. Setting up a whole factory here in Lakewood, New Jersey, and hiring people and spending millions of dollars. I mean, the game to develop this game was close to $2.5 million in the last 18 months.
Now that includes all the licensing as well for the Wizard of Oz.
Oh my gosh, the licensing, Warner Brothers. Yeah, I mean a lot of that didn't go to them, but it's all in the mix. Luckily, and in our industry, when it was real boom times in the '80s, when video games with King of the Hill and pinball came back in the '90s from some great games, there's not a lot of companies really spending huge money reinventing the wheel and reinventing a product for today, and we've done that. And it wasn't, easy. It's still not easy.
When you say reinventing, because when you look at pinball as a concept, it's pretty simple. You hit the flippers and you keep the ball from going in the holes. How do you make that more exciting, better? How do you add technology to that then says, okay, this is really a current version of pinball?
So when you walk up to this game, first of all, the footprint of it is a little bigger. It still stands the same width, the width of the head, but the width of the body is 3 inches wider. It's a wide-body game because the Wizard of Oz, that license, has so many unique elements of the story that we wanted to tell in a mechanical way on the game. So first of all, its presence. It's very striking. The game does not have any light bulbs in it. It has all RGB LEDs, so that's red, green, blue LED lights. There's more than 150 of them on the playfield, in the game for the general illumination lights and the feature lights. And our programmer, Keith Johnson, can create any color he wants on any of the lights at any time. So like billion plus. So the light show alone that the game can do, things that it can do that way, is amazing. When you see the back box, instead of just seeing one static picture that was always on pinball, you have a 26-inch HD LCD monitor, okay? And that shows custom animation that we had created for us. The scoring is there. The animation is there to entertain the onlookers that gather around the game, and it's also there to guide and instruct the player and part of the reward system for it. All of the innovations that we've brought into this game, it's designed to help expand the player base of pinball, to get younger people involved in playing pinball and people who never played a pinball machine before. We've used Bally Williams parts through a license agreement where we didn't go out and have to reinvent everything. We've taken their parts, the best loved parts from a great company that built a lot of classic games.
Right.
Some of them we redesigned, brought them up to today's standard. We have a guy, Matt, that just makes all the unique toys on the game. He made a witch that's sculpted in ruby red flipper slippers and the trees from the Haunted Forest.
Cool.
And the artwork itself also is directly printed onto the playfield of the cabinet. It's not silkscreen, so all the beautiful artwork that was done, you're getting all the detail, the vibrant colors. We have a new sound system that's never been done in pinball before. We have 7 speakers.
So, Jack, what does one of these bad boys cost? With all these bells and whistles, I mean, it's got to be up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's $7,000. It's comparable to what's in the marketplace right now.
Sure.
For a game.
That's cool. I mean, the next, I would imagine the next generation's got to be like an iPad. It's touch.
Well, the great thing about pinball is it's mechanical. So,
Yes.
You have all this mechanical action. You have a lot of toys on the game that the ball is interacting with. You have 2 upper play fields. You have Munchkin Land, where you got to get up there and make dart. These house spin by shooting the ball around the house. You have a winged monkey that flies down and captures your ball and flies it back up to the witch's castle and locks it behind the door. And then you have to get your ball beyond the target of the Winky Guard and get up to the witch's castle and spell rescue to free it. There's so many mechanical things. You have to melt the witch right into the playfield. All you see is her hat left when you melt her into the playfield, and there's 2 magnets. There's 5 magnets on the game. There's 5 flippers on the game. When you mess with the witch, she messes with you by making your ball go all kinds of crazy directions and everything like that.
It
Very
sounds
cool.
intense,
Very
man.
cool
I can't wait to play it.
It is intense. Yeah, it's not that manly, Wizard of Oz. When we put the ruby red slippers, the flipper slippers on there, some of the manly men customers that we have said, I don't want that on. Now they saw the game, they're like, you're not taking it off there. I'm going to break your face if you take those. I love it.
No, it's definitely part of the story of Wizard of Oz, and it sounds like you guys captured every essence of the movie into the pinball machine, and that's fantastic. So if somebody wants to buy this, can they buy it online?
Yes, they can go to JerseyJackPinball.com and they can order it. Games, it's a good time now. We had more than 1,200 games pre-ordered.
Wow.
People that ordered this game as far back as January 9th, 2011. And thank goodness, we're more or less within about 90 days from shipping real games to people. In the next few days, we'll have games on location. We're going to put our first game here at iPlay America in Freehold, New Jersey. So they'll be out there. People actually get to see and touch and taste and feel what they bought and what it is.
Amazing. Jack, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate it. We wish you best of luck with the new venture. Go to JerseyJackPinball.com to get your own Wizard of Oz game.
One of these days when I'm around, I'll come and visit you guys in the studio.
Come on, man. Bring it down. And do me a favor. Bring me some of that New York pizza.
I'll bring a game. I'll bring a game with me, and I'll bring some Brooklyn pizza from Spumoni Gardens.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Jack, thanks so much. You just made my mouth water with Spumoni Gardens. That's fantastic. All right, guys, that's our show for today. Thanks for tuning in. I want to thank all our special guests, especially Saved by the Bell's Dennis Haskins, Mr. Belding. He was cool. Ready to rock and roll, looking for work. Anybody's hiring actors. Yeah, he's got some good stuff. I want to thank Lauren Hermley from Beaufort Pirate Invasion. TJ Martin, of course, our resident audio guru, for his, once again, DIY disasters. We'll probably have a lot more from him in the near future. And in Craftsmanship, Jack Guarnieri from Jersey Jack Pinball. Good stuff. I want to thank Mike Stevens for sitting in for Alex. And Alex, you still on the phone? Yeah, I think he's
overboard.
He's overboard.
Yes, he is.
The Pirates have finally gotten Alex. Thank God. Andy, you can let that payment go through now. All right, folks, I'm Frank Fontana reminding you can catch this show every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time right here on blogtalkradio.com/DIY, and you can watch a live TV stream on livestream.com/Craftsman Experience. Check me out on my website, frankfontana.net, where I have a beautiful newsletter that goes out every 2 weeks. It's full with DIY tips, entertainment, clips from the show. It's definitely something you want to get. And Mike, you got your own blog going on and your radio show.
OutsideTheLoopRadio.com. Check it out.
Outside the Radio?
Outside the Loop Radio.
OutsideTheLoopRadio.com.
Yes, sir.
And what do you talk about on that show?
All kind of Chicago stuff. Stuff that flies underneath the mainstream radar in Chicago.
Dirty, I like it.
Yeah.
Cool stuff, folks. All right, have yourself a fantastic day. And remember, if your hands ain't dirty, you didn't do it yourself. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Craftsman World of DIY Broadcast Network.
Blog Talk Radio, where millions of hosts and listeners gather.
course sets with that was overflowing on top. It was great.
Wow. But they actually have what, like simulated fights, or what goes on at the pirate invasion?
Yeah.
Well, I
We'll
think
see
we're
what
gonna
happened in Beaufort. Yeah, we're gonna find out.
Yeah, Lauren will be on the phone to talk to us about that. And then guess what, Alex? TJ's coming in the studio.
Oh.
He's going to move from behind the audio gear to be a part of the show in studio. He's talking about his. He's got some DIY disaster he wants to share with us. Another DIY disaster. If it's not his father, it's him.
Oh no!
It's his sister. It's not a handy family over at the Martin residence. And thank God, because it keeps
they're handy with computers.
Yes,
and his music, his Star Trek music.
Right,
I'm digging it.
I hope we get I hope we get an update on this, the music and stuff.
Oh, we will.
Good. And then in Craftsmanship, this is pretty cool. We had Pinball. What was that, Andy? The company we had on earlier in the month.
Stern. Right?
Stern Pinball. Yeah.
Melrose Park.
Melrose Park. Great group of guys. Now we have this other group out of Jersey, a new company, Jersey Jack Pinball. Jack Guarnieri, I believe, is the proper name. And he's going to be calling in, talking about the new venture. And Andy, what is the signature pinball machine they're going for?
They're doing a Wizard of Oz pinball machine.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's a big one.
I don't know, though.
Flying monkeys.
When you compare that to like the AC/DC pinball, I don't know if the Wizard of Oz is going to stack up to that. You know what I'm saying? What's going to top AC/DC and Batman?
I don't know.
That's the Wizard of Oz.
You tell Jack that when he's on, Mike.
We will. And
he's not in studio, right?
No.
I got him.
Yeah.
I got
he's
him.
from Jersey, though. Okay.
That's why he's on the phone. I'm going to be tough.
Just saying. That's all I'm saying. Mr. Ken's in the pinball business and some.
Yeah, it was everywhere. Everyone knew Mr. Belding.
In Asia, they knew about Mr. Belding.
That's right.
I mean, I read blog posts just doing a little homework and stuff. That show's been syndicated in every possible format and every language you can imagine. I'm hearing some little ruffling going on there. Oh, a little phone action.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. What? Oh, look who it is.
Is this Alex Kendig?
Is this Alex joining us?
It might be.
Wow, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Via remote on a sailboat somewhere in America. Put your hands together for Alex Kendig.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I'm in America anymore.
No, you just sailed south and kept going?
Well, I'm just in international waters, I think, at this point. I don't know where the international water line begins, but it's somewhere around here, somewhere.
Hey, we found some amazing photos of you that we're going to put up on live stream right now, and it's very similar to a Popeye meets Charlie Sheen type of look.
Oh, yeah?
When was that taken?
That's great.
That looks awesome.
I don't know.
It's pretty nice, Alex. I mean, I've seen your professional headshots and stuff like that before, but this definitely is a whole nother level of attitude.
I don't know. I don't know what this is. I haven't seen it. I cannot see it right now.
You got your captain's hat on, and it looks like a cigarette cocked out of the side of your mouth, or maybe a Popeye kind of pipe.
Oh, that's my favorite photo ever.
Oh, it's classic.
That's my publicity photo.
Really?
That's the one I send to agents and casting directors, and
is that for your?
It shows my range of character and everything.
I think if they ever came out with a Popeye 2012, you would be perfect for it.
We'll be reading about that tomorrow. Yeah.
Well, they were incognito. Hey, Alex, do you know what we got on the show today? Who we got on the show today?
I do. It's Mr. B.
Mr. B is in the house. Mr. Belding. Are you excited about this? Are you staying on the line for all this?
Absolutely. I'm totally excited about this. This is a guy that I don't know which is more cool, the fact that he was on Saved by the Bell or the fact that these days he goes on tours and just visits random minor league baseball teams.
Well, hey.
We're going to find out.
Keeping busy, Yep. You got to keep busy. So in Manland, I heard you got something to do with this, our Manland bit here. Lauren Hermley, organizer of, is it the Buford pirate invasion or is it Buford?
Beaufort.
Pirate
South
invasion.
Carolina, Beaufort, North Carolina.
It's all spelt the same.
Yeah. We hung out. We did me and my buddy Ian, we rocked out to the Beaufort pirate invasion over the weekend. Awesome. It's the coolest party at summer period.
Any Haitian pirates up that way?
Oh, no. Just normal ones. Normal 16 to 1700s pirates.
Nice. They all dressed the
and
role,
there's a lot
or
of good looking. No, I didn't. I just watched. There were a lot of really good-looking female pirates walking around.
What is a technical name for female pirate? Isn't it a, what is it?
Wench.
A wench.
I think it's a wench.
Are they technically pirates? I think they let the men do that.
Right. They just swab the decks or something?
You know what? I think it was equal
very
rights
sexist,
for pirates, if I recall correctly. So a female pirate's just a pirate.
Were they scantily clad female pirates?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
We're talking like, look, they're rebooting everything else. And, I mean, the last person to do it was Robin Williams. I feel like I might be able to do it a little bit better.
Yeah, and then we have another photo that just came in over the wire. This is your Zippo photo. This is back in the day when you were a little buffer then.
Working out.
It's all water weight.
Yep. You were a little bloated.
That's all water weight. The minute I stopped drinking water, which, I tend to do for weeks at a time, I just deflate. But I normally look like that if I'm drinking at least 4 glasses of water a day.
Yeah, I can imagine you're sitting on the front of the boat there, catching some rays with your onesie on, your little wrestling onesie.
So you're literally on a boat right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
And in this next photo, he's in front of the American flag looking all sorts of
that's his Patton look. That's his General Patton pose.
Well, what is this, a tribute to Alex show? I mean, what are we doing here?
I'm glad that my manager, I think what was going to happen was Andy had planned on me dying while I'm on this trip. So he went ahead and messaged my manager to make sure that he had all these in memory of photos.
It looks like that. I mean, we did try to locate some Haitian pirates to head on over your way and hijack your ship, and I don't know if Andy paid him enough. Andy, did you give him the proper pay scale?
Well,
the Haitian pirates?
No, they wanted way too much.
Oh, those guys were Haitian? Oh, no. I don't think it was about payment. They just were not properly equipped for what I was ready for. So
okay, you fought them off.
You have a grenade launcher shield. No, I shot him with a rocket launcher.
Nice. Good stuff. Lots of action.
Armed to the
You know
teeth.
what? I will say that Haitian pirates look a lot they look very, very similar to a friendly family of 6.
Really?
But either way, I blew that boat up.
Blog Talk Radio, the world's largest online radio network.
The Craftsman World of DIY Broadcast Network presents the Down and Dirty Radio Show with Frank Fontana.
Ladies and gentlemen, permission to come aboard. Please welcome the captain of the USS Craftsman, Frank Fontana.
Hey there, what's up, folks? I'm Frank Fontana. This is the Down and Dirty, the show that puts the improv in home improvement by letting you be a part of the action. Joining me today, because Alex is nowhere to be found. I think he actually might be on a boat somewhere.
Maybe he's the captain.
Yeah. My co-pilot for this ship is Mr. Mike Stevens.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing okay, man. Doing okay. Glad to be back.
Hey, do you hear a little something different in the microphones today?
A little something sweeter, I think.
Sweeter?
Mike Stevens.
Mike Stevens.
That's it.
That's some sweet sounds right there. You know what, TJ, though? I got to tell you, before we get into the show, I'm sounding a little less perfect than I did before the show.
That's because you're louder.
No, it's because you're off.
Oh, is it my fault?
You're off.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So, Mike, we got a great show today.
An action-packed show.
And we want you all to be a part of the action on this because you're going to have a chance, once-in-a-lifetime chance, to speak to renowned actor and infamous for his role as Mr. Belding. Principal Belding is in the house. He's going to be calling on the phone here, joining us on the Down and Dirty. That's right, Dennis Haskins, the actor who played Mr. Belding, is going to be a part of the Down and Dirty today.
That's an iconic character. You think about it, like when I grew up, that show